दोस्तों, इस क्लास में आपको डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड करूंगा मैं 80 WPM पर SSC और DSSSB के लिए जो स्पेशल मैंने मैटर तैयार किए हैं उसकी आपको डिक्टेशन प्रोवाइड कर रहा हूं 80 WPM पर। बी रेडी फॉर इट।
I welcome all the views of 19 honorable members who have spoken today on the bill, and each one of them has expressed support for it. The main concerns have been shared by everybody that today there are more Indian ships in waters, more Indian trade is being done, more Indian crews are there, not only in our own ships but in other countries' ships. We had the case of Mr. Rainbow, where we could not successfully prosecute a case of piracy because we did not have a law. An honorable member brought up the issue that a reference to aircraft is not necessary. I just want to highlight that actually in clause 2 there is a reference to seaplane and other aircraft because ships do carry planes, and you can also have seaplane piracy. Another issue raised was what is the procedure for restitution and forfeiture. It is very clear under clause 7 of the bill that this is by court order. One other issue was raised: how you would align possible death penalty, rarest of rare cases, with countries where death penalty is outlawed. Now, typically what happens is, in such cases, if there is an extradition issue and the country where death penalty is outlawed seeks from us an assurance that we will not impose death penalty, we will give such an assurance. So, what we have done is we have kept the provision. There could be occasions where the rarest of rare penalty may be invoked. Therefore, we have to make provision for it, but we have given the flexibility to the court, and we have also created both an extradition provision and a reciprocity provision, so that if that is a condition for extradition, we would naturally go with that. His final point is that if a ship is carrying ammunition, would you then assume that it is going to do a mala fide act? It is not just a question of carrying ammunition. In fact, the provision here in clause 11 also says that there is reasonable grounds. One honorable member explained very well why we need the law. One honorable member asked whether this is applicable only to Indian ships. It is applicable to any ship in the jurisdiction where piracy is committed and where the authorized personnel from India have taken action. As far as the presumption issue, clause 11 is concerned, the presumption says very clearly that there should be arms, ammunitions, explosives and other equipment recovered where there is reasonable ground to presume mala fide intent. One honorable member told that the bill is too late. I can only say that since we have come into government, we have tried to push this. With regard to long process of appeals in terms of the designated courts, that problem is part of a larger judicial issue. One honorable member asked about our jurisdiction on foreign ships. The answer is yes. In our jurisdiction, if an act of piracy is committed, we have jurisdiction. The provision is up to the high seas. If any of our ships actually find that there is an act of piracy committed and the authorized personnel have taken action there, then it becomes a jurisdiction of India. Another honorable member made a very important point about coordination. Once we have our own legislation, it will help us to do more international cooperation. One honorable member raised the issue of detention of Tamil fishermen. The government of India is fully committed to ensuring that the interests of our fishermen are protected. The issue of sailors and their family has been raised. Wherever there is a detention and sometimes they may not be detained by pirates. We understand the plight of the people, the anxieties of the family. We have ensured full legal support. One of the issue raised is whether death penalty would be accepted. We will pass whatever is in the interest of India and the requirements of India. And in the rarest of rare cases, death penalty is applied. Restitution is provided to pirates where pirates are using a ship which they have captured, forfeiture in case their own ship is involved in the process. We are not looking at open-ended presumption. For that, there have to be evidence and recoveries. On the matter of jurisdiction, I think the bill is very clear. Number of incidents has come down because international cooperation has got stronger and we can be more credible as an international partner if we have a law. When we set up the designated courts, it will be done in consultation with the Chief Justice. One honorable member made some very valid points about jurisdiction. Our jurisdiction is wherever our authorized personnel have taken action on the issue of death penalty. Some members are in favor while some are against it. Stop.
तो दोस्तों इसी के साथ ये डिक्टेशन फिनिश होती है और पूरी उम्मीद है आप लोगों ने इसे बहुत अच्छे से ही लिखा होगा। कंटिन्यू मेहनत करते रहिए। आपसे मुलाकात करूंगा अगली क्लास में अगली ट्रांसक्रिप्शन के साथ। तब तक के लिए बाय बाय, टेक केयर।